Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 29 of the March Daily Draws. So as we close out the week and approach the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Tarot of Dragons, followed by an Oracle card from the Dragon Path Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, so today we will go there. And our card is the High Priestess. We had this earlier in the week. Following our intuition, connecting with the spiritual realm, connecting with our inner selves, connecting with that knowledge that we need, that spiritual knowledge, those principles and foundational traditions of spiritual truths that we need to apply to our situations and to our personal growth. It's learning how the spiritual connections work. It's finding that knowledge and getting the balance between the different aspects of spirituality and ourselves, and finding our way through. And it's following that intuition and that as I say, that knowledge that we've gained through study, through meditation, for our spiritual path. It's connecting with it on a regular basis. It's listening out for it. It's letting it inform us as to be aware to be self-aware, to be aware of the situation in which we are in, and to gain the guidance we need for the next steps in the way forward. This is the kind of knowledge we don't get necessarily from the physical realm. This is the knowledge we get from the inner realm and from the spiritual realm, and from those that have written down some of their spiritual experiences and principles that they have learned. And it's seeing which ones resonate with ourselves and our situation. It's having that spiritual wisdom, that spiritual knowledge, that inner knowledge and wisdom that we may need to apply to ourselves and to the situations that we face. So this might be a good time to meditate, write down, journal with any insights we gain during those times of meditation, any dreams that we have that we may think may or may not be significant. We can, whatever we remember of them as soon as we can, before we forget the dreams and become less conscious of them, write down the key things that occurred in the dream that we saw there that might have symbols and messages for us. It could be things that we signs in nature around us that we think are like, symbols and messages that we see. And, we can see things that sometimes when we look at what's happening in nature, it can have a parallel or to our own existence. It has some message or lesson to impart to us. And we can see this in everyday things, but it's not necessarily the thing that's happening or the thing that we see. It's the message that we get through it that is the key thing. It's what it represents, or what the universe can use a mundane, everyday experience and highlight it as a lesson to us, to teach us something, some spiritual principle or some principle that's going to enable us to move forward. When we think of when we use illustrations to explain a point, a truth, or something, a fact, or some, when that it's not the thing itself that we're learning, but it's the way that we use it as an imagery or allegory or whatever to highlight a spiritual principle, a life principle for us, that we can only see if we have the eyes to see it, or the intention and the openness for the universe to, otherwise it's just an ordinary everyday event. But if we're open to it and we're connecting spiritually and we're opening ourselves to that, the universe can be like shine a light on something and say, well, just as this is happening now in the physical realm, this is like an example, something similar in the way that it's happening is how spiritual principles happen in your life. And so we need to be aware of that and be ready for that. The knowledge is there. We just need to connect with it. The guidance is there. We just need to connect with it. And it may not be with our physical eyes and ears. And even if it's something that we see or hear with our physical eyes and ears, etc., the interpretation comes through the spiritual connection. And it's that in the interpretation of what the physical thing represents that is the important thing for us to connect with. And that's how we can learn, that's how we can grow in our spiritual path and our spiritual awareness. So we've had this before, and it's like saying don't neglect your gut feeling. Don't neglect the spiritual aspect of your life. And, it has a relevance just as important as your connection to the physical world. So let's endeavor to connect spiritually over this weekend. Okay, so let's see. Which oracle card we get to go with that. Balance. It's getting that balance, the yin and the yang, isn't it? And it's funny, isn't it, how you've got the black and white pillows here. You've got the black and white of the yin and yang, getting the balance of the different sides of our nature, getting into balance. And that the white has a bit of black in it, and the black has a bit of white as the white dot in it. So everything is black. Nothing is completely black, nothing completely white. And there's the balance between the two and the connection between the two. And that's what we need to be open to embracing as we connect spiritually. Okay, that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow as we start the weekend with day 30. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.